Steph Curry versus Sabrina Ionescu of the WNBA. A little three-point shootout. Can you beat the GOAT? Got to give Sabrina a lot of credit. She came out sizzling. She goes 5 of 5 on her first rack. Sabrina on the left wing, still cooking with fish grease. And Sabrina puts up a strong 14 through 2 racks as she incorporated her money ball there. Now, Sabrina did not make either of the starry balls, which would have gave a bit of a boost in the point total. But hey, we at the top of the key and we nailing it from 3. Sabrina already at 19. I already told you she doesn't make the starry. Here's where I believe Sabrina really missed her chance at de-crowning Steph. She struggled from the wing and she struggled a little bit on the last rack. Look, if it were me out there shooting, I probably wouldn't have made none. But to beat the GOAT at shooting threes, I think Sabrina had to make a couple more on those last 2 racks. A respectable 26 from Sabrina, who was shooting from the men's NBA three-point line. Curry knows the score that he needs to get to. Didn't come out the gate as hot as Sabrina. But we're talking about the greatest shooter of all time. He's had ups, a lot of them, and he's been able to get through the downs. The chef Curry here starting to find the range with Sabrina and wife Aisha looking on like, damn, my man can shoot that ball really well. Curry's got 10 points through 2 racks. He would need to pick it up if he was going to track down Sabrina's 26. After he misses his second starry, he's need 11 points here to catch Sabrina, and Curry gets hot. Man, is there a jump shot that looks prettier than the greatest shooter of all time? Going into that final rack, Curry needs 5 to tie, 6 to win. It's Steph on his money ball rack, clearing Sabrina by 3. The greatest shooter of all time continues his reign as Curry defeats Ionescu 29-26 in the 3-point challenge All-Star Weekend. If you are like me and love flexing your NBA knowledge, you should head over to the best place to play fantasy sports. That's Underdog Fantasy. For me, I love the pick'em game. It's super simple to play too. All you got to do is go to the Underdog Fantasy website or app, pick whether a player will have a higher or lower stat line for that game, get all your picks right, and you can win up to 20 times your money. And when you sign up, if you use my code Pharaoh, your deposit will get doubled. You can't beat that. Again, head over to today's sponsor, Underdog Fantasy's website or app, use my code Pharaoh, and your first deposit will get doubled. This was the best moment of NBA All-Star Weekend. That 3-point shootout between Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu was some of the best marketing I have ever seen from the WNBA. For those who don't know, I watch the WNBA extensively, and I have tried to cover the WNBA in the past, but for whatever odd reason, they won't give me the copyright to it. And I think it's ridiculous because what the WNBA needs right now is more content creators covering them, and they need smart and strategic marketing. And what the NBA and WNBA pulled off All-Star Weekend with Curry and Ionescu going down to the wire with Steph winning by just 3 points, 29-26. Sorry, Kenny Smith. Despite you getting drunk on the air, and Flatfoot pretty much destroyed women's basketball because Sabrina was shooting with the women's basketball. Just for the record, Kenny thought she should be shooting from the women's three-point line to match that, right? I think Sabrina did fine. As a matter of fact, she scored 26. Her number was just as high as anybody not named Steph Curry All-Star Weekend. I understand she was shooting with the women's basketball, but still, like the men in the three-point shootout didn't do any better than Sabrina did. I think she was fine. I think she held her own against Steph Curry, which, by the way, is known as the greatest shooter of all time. That wasn't an easy task. I think it was great marketing, though, from the WNBA. They need more of it. I was telling people that I was watching All-Star Weekend with. My only little gripe, if I had to nitpick, was like, oh, gosh, I wish they would have been able to give that marketing to Caitlin Clark. I would have loved to do Caitlin versus Steph. And it looks like Steph's open to doing it. Look, Steph can't be in the dunk contest. This is his way of giving back to the sport that he loves, and not just from the male perspective, but even giving a little cosign to the women, right? We lost the late, great Kobe Bryant. Not only was he a great ambassador for the game that he played on the men's side, but Kobe was doing a number with the women. You hear him talk about it all the time, and that man's no longer being with us. Rest in peace to the Mamba. So I think it's a great look for Curry to be doing this. I just would have loved. Sabrina's a great shooter. She's just not a household name to people who don't watch WNBA basketball. Caitlin Clark, though, is walking into the WNBA in a few months as a household name. And if I had it my way, I was like, oh, my goodness, Caitlin Clark is going to end up being on Indiana. The All-Star Weekend was in Indianapolis. Oh, my gosh, it would have been great. Not to mention she a cold-blooded killer shooting the basketball. If Sabrina got 26, and she's a great shooter, I mean, the way Caitlin gets hot and cold, either Clark was going to get 30 or she was going to get 5. That's how crazy hot and cold she could get. So I'm just saying, like, that was, I wish you would have had Caitlin Clark versus Curry. But, hey, maybe the door is still open to doing it again in the future. Let me know what y'all thought about this three-point shootout between Curry and Sabrina.
I want to salute you, homie, for building your own thing and doing your own thing.
Why build theirs when I believe I can build my own?
You've already done it, or I wouldn't be here.
I'm already the only elite sports and music journalist in the game today. My goal is simple, to be the best there's ever been. So, please don't go. Make sure you subscribe and follow the journey. It truly means everything to me. I tell stories. I talk music. I cover sports. I am culture. I am Pharaoh.